Hey, welcome back to Molding Our Monkeys. A little bit different video today. Today we are going to go on the road and interview somebody who's doing some homeschooling of their own. So we got the tripod, we got the gear ready loaded up, and we're going to go meet another homeschooling family and hear about their story. Hope you'll join us. Hey, welcome back to Molding Our Monkeys. Today we've got a video looking at what it's like for a dad to be the homeschooler in the family. So we're here with Isaac Reel, and we're gonna hear a little bit of his story of what it looks like to be the homeschooler, but also to be the dad. So stick around. Hey, welcome back to Molding Our Monkeys. Today, I want you to meet Isaac. Isaac Reel is a friend of ours. He homeschools 3 kids.
3, yeah.
And he's part of the co-op that our family is a part of. So we got to know Isaac a couple years ago, and just wanted today to kind of introduce you to somebody who homeschools and has maybe a little bit different perspective than, at least than my wife does,
right,
in her homeschool experience. And maybe give people a little bit of a vision of how homeschooling isn't always a mom at home doing the educating, and that's not a bad thing. Right. It's a great thing. It's brings some different perspectives. So just to start off, why did you guys decide that you wanted to homeschool?
Well, because I really want to gear my children's education more towards finding them careers they're passionate about. That was something I really felt was lacking in my education, to where I learned a lot of things, but not a whole lot of focus to here's some stuff that you're going to need in your career.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really been my passion for my kids' education, is I want to pursue the things that click for them, the things that they're passionate about. I mean, you've got foundationals. You've got to be able to add, subtract, read, write, you communicate, all the important skills that everyone needs. But at the end of the day, maybe some of the things I learned in high school I haven't used since I was in high school, and I would like to gear my children's education specifically to their passions.
When you see that nationwide right now with a move toward acknowledging the legitimacy of like trade schools and how important they are in that there's passions that kids have, and sometimes we miss those, and we put them in a framework of you have to all learn the same way. So that's really cool that you guys get to like see what clicks with your kids and just pursue that. That's awesome. So you're the stay-at-home parent, not your wife. Tell us a little bit about that.
So my wife has got a job that she loves. Yeah. She really does love her job. Her career's great, and she likes it. She likes going to work. She loves what she does. And I had a job that I did enjoy, but not to the same way that she did.
Yeah.
And I do really like spending time with my kids. I like teaching, and so it just made sense for our household to do things that way.
Yeah. 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 Not everybody has to fit into the, the same mold. And I think it's been kind of fun. Have there been challenges that you've kind of come across?
Yeah, I mean, kind of in the same thread with that. I mean, you've got traditional husband-wife roles, right?
Yeah.
The wife cleans and cooks, and I'll clean the house, but not like my wife does. You know, I mean, it's I don't see messes the way she sees messes. I don't clean the way that she cleans. So that's we're kind of more traditional in our household in that way. I mean, I'll cook meals a lot. I'll clean. But she could just as well clean right after me, because there's still more work to be done.
So I'm getting this idea that you're a home educator, but you're not necessarily like perfect Mr. Mom domesticator.
Right? Yeah, that's not the case. I still run the snowblower. I still mow the lawn. I still work on the cars. It's just that one little bit is non-traditional thing, but everything else is kind of the same as everybody else. Yeah, from getting to know you guys, it's not like you're some kind of weird family or something. Well, as weird as everyone else, right?
Yeah. But it is really cool that works for you guys, and the way that your careers and your jobs work. That's really an awesome thing. Have you noticed any challenges with other homeschoolers or being the dad out with the kids during the week and that kind of stuff?
It's nobody says anything, and maybe it's because I'm a guy. They don't feel inclined to say anything, and maybe it's because a guy I don't notice.
Right.
But there is some weirdness there. Everybody talks about when you're at a park, look for a mom. I'm like, well, it's like I can help your kid out if they're lost. But so there's just dynamics about being the dad around, and then there's dynamics around doing co-ops and things with other people. It's I'm a guy and it's all wives. There needs to not be one-on-one environments going on like that. So it's something I very much need to be cognizant of, being that I'm not in situations that even the perception of something going on is there. And then, it just limits things like Mother's Night Out. You hear about Mother's Night Out. Well, I'm not invited to that, so it's just, it is what it is. So, you just have to plan around that and, try to, if there's more than 2 moms there, it's okay. I can go hang out with them because there's somebody there like that wasn't happening. So it's just having another witness to say what's really going on.
Right. Like for some parents, 2 homeschooling families could get together pretty easily when it's 2 moms.
Right.
When it's 2 homeschooling families and it's you and somebody else, I didn't even it's not something you would necessarily think about right away, but it's something for you to be conscious of making sure that there's not any thoughts of impropriety there.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Good thing there's so many homeschooling families in our community.
There are a lot around here, and I really appreciate that.
That makes it a little bit better. But that's really cool. Have there been things that you've noticed as you've homeschooled that have been like big benefits for your kids, or maybe even for you as a dad?
So when we're doing co-ops and other things like that, it's really neat being the dad there, because if you get a mom that says, "Hey guys, come on," is a little bit different than dad going, "Come on, let's get together," right? It's just kids respond to that. People respond to that, The dad voice works. There's the reason we use. Everyone uses that at home. You're gonna have to talk to your dad because the dad voice works, and it really works good in the co-ops and bringing that there. So there's my voice adds to that, and then just a different perspective, right? Because when we first joined the co-op, there were crafts and arts and things like that, and that did not enter into our homeschool world at all before that, right? I'm not making stuff out of macaroni. It just didn't happen. We made a trebuchet in the backyard one day, but so crafts looked a little bit different for us, and I think that I kind of bring that to some of those environments to where we went through simple machines and went through things that are more guy things, and brought that to co-ops, and I bring that to my kids, because the sciences and the more logical things that you associate to guys are things that I'm passionate about. So I brought that to my kids, and I bring that to co-ops too.
You're very much the mechanical type,
right?
And the hands-on type. As an example of your thumbnails, still
painted, painted fingernail. You drop a 40-pound brick on it, it stays painted for a long time.
It sure does. But I think that's just goes to the importance of and one of the reasons that we at least homeschool is a different perspective, is exposing your kids to something that's maybe not just the exact same thing every day and the same thing for every person.
Right.
You have an ability to teach your kids and to show them some of the physical stuff, some of the shop type stuff that they might not ever do. Now, they might come away with a deficiency in macaroni art.
Right.
At the end of your homeschooling.
For sure.
And that might be one of the costs of dad's homeschooling.
Yeah, you will not have expert macaroni art children. Sorry.
They might lose out on that, and our society will really be at risk.
It will.
I think
it will. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anyway, any big thoughts else? Things that kind of come across as things that have been important to you, or things that maybe you wanted to let people know about what it looks like to be a dad that homeschools?
So I think the big thing to look at kind of for everybody when it comes to education, particularly with homeschooling, it's one person teaching a group of kids, or one kid if you've got only one. But your focus here is to educate children. It's not necessarily to be the educator of your children. Yeah. My role is to facilitate education. I can read, I can write, I can build things. So those are the things I'm going to teach my children. I can't play the piano, but my kids take piano lessons. My job is to facilitate their learning, make sure that their learning opportunities are happening so that they can grow to be the people that God wants them to be. Yeah. So don't look at it so much of, I can't homeschool them because I don't know how to do trigonometry. Well, you don't need to know how to do everything. You just got to make sure that your kids have opportunities to learn those things.
Yeah. Well, and so oftentimes I find with education, we think of education as memorizing things rather than learning how to learn.
Right.
Your piano teacher, it gets you a foundation, but they're not the one that makes you the most amazing piano teacher ever either.
Right.
Just like in your basic arithmetic and your basic, core subjects, so much of that is if the kid learns how to learn and learns a passion for learning, then that's where they really succeed and do well. So I really like that idea of just doing what you know how to do,
right,
and then facilitating them to learn and to be the well-rounded people.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stuff out there.
Right.
I mean, now with the internet and with so many options that we have,
right,
it's really cool.
It is. It's really neat.
Available.
You jump on YouTube and watch some really cool videos and learn something you had no idea was out there. It's really awesome. Yeah.
So, I guess we didn't really talk about this before, but if you were to give a dad a little bit of advice that was thinking about homeschooling, or some parents that were thinking about how are we going to do this with, and dad might be the one who homeschools. What should they think about? Maybe what advice maybe should they take to heart if they're thinking about homeschooling, and maybe dad's going to be the teacher? So
I will say that if you're the dad and you want to be the teacher, if you want to do it, you can do it. I mean, if you don't want to do it, it's not going to go well. But if you want to do this, there are tons of resources out there. Search online for a couple local homeschool co-op groups, meet some other families that do homeschool, and figure out what's going on and join in on that stuff. Yeah. Most of your homeschool families are really eager to sit with you and be like, here's my curriculum, this is what we're doing, and get to know some people in your area to get some real, this is what you have to do to comply with your state, this is, all of those things. If you want to do it, you can totally do it, even as a homeschool dad. It's great, it's fun, you're going to bring a lot to it, it's going to be awesome. Try it.
Yeah. Well, and I'll refer you back to, we've got a playlist on our channel of things that you need to think about if you are thinking about homeschooling, and you've kind of mentioned a couple of those things of look at your state laws, that kind of stuff. And one thing that we found with us and with some of the people we've seen try to homeschool or successfully homeschool is that both the parents need to be on the same page. I've seen people try to homeschool where one parent is like, we really need to do this, and one parent's like, whatever.
Right.
It doesn't turn out very well.
It doesn't, because it's a lot of work. You have to spend time preparing. You have to spend time chasing your kids to get them to do work. You've got to be the person that's standing there being the jerk all day long, and you've got to have a spouse that understands it's a struggle and is going to come home and tell you it's okay. I'll give you an hour break so you can go. It's just a lot.
So it comes back to that you need to be on the same page, but if it's a passion and it's something that your family has decided this is what we need to do, you can do it. You
can totally do it.
Even if it's dad.
Even, yes.
I see that even though that's not... Well, it's been really fun to get to know you and to see how your kids grow and see somehow how you teach. So I'm excited for people to see this, and hopefully they are encouraged to... It doesn't have to be just dad or just mom. It can be either one or both. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you would like to hear more content from us, we'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. If you got questions, we'd love to hear those in the comments, and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Until next time, we will see you later, and have fun molding your monkeys.